Hi, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to do a quick layout share for you. Now this layout share is going to be a little different because I'm going to focus it all on one collection. So I've loved this Deep in the Woods collection since it came out last January. And in fact, I bought both paper packs. I bought the Deep in the Woods designer paper pack as well as Deep in the Woods textured paper pack. Now when I first bought it, I wasn't too sure because I'm not huge on photorealistic type of paper, but I do love wood grain, and there's a lot of wood in this collection. And then I also love leafy outdoorsy types of patterns. But the reason I wanted to show you my layouts today and the things that I've done with this collection is because starting today, May 16th, Creative Memories is going to put the Deep in the Woods collection into the last chance. So if you haven't gotten this collection and it's something you've been thinking about, you want to run over to Creative Memories and grab that before it's out of stock, because once it's out of stock, it won't be returning. This paper pack also corresponds very well with the Welcome Home collection. So if you have that, and also the brand new collection, Leave Nothing Behind. Okay, so let me go ahead and start showing you what I made with this. The first thing I want to show you is a couple of borders that I made. Now this one is my most recent one, and I haven't used it yet. I do have some more hiking photos, put that one aside, that I want to do, but this is using the new hiking boot punch. Okay, very simple, and you'll see here I use the elements and the paper from Deep in the Woods. Then I have this one. Again, I'm using all the papers and some elements from Deep in the Woods. And you'll notice here I have two of the same phrase die cuts. And when I bought this collection, it was the first time I had bought a digital collection as well. I wanted to play around with it. And so I cut all these that you see here. I cut all that on my Cricut using the digital files, and that's why I was able to play with the different sizes and get them whatever size I wanted. Now let me show you, let me scoot you down there. Okay, so now there's two borders, and let me show you some single page layouts that I made. Okay, so here's the first one. This is, I wanted to show you how even though it's outdoorsy, it doesn't have to be only used strictly for outdoor photos. So here I'm using it for Father's Day. My husband's a pretty outdoorsy guy, so I guess that's how I made the correlation between using this pack and using another pack. So this is Father's Day of last year, and you'll see that this one took me some time, and this particular layout is on the blog. If you're interested, just type Deep in the Woods and you'll find it. But I made my frames a little differently than what they suggest on the blog, and I cut out and then I mounted them up on foam square. So this one took a little bit of time and dedication, but I love how it turned out. And again, I cut this frame out on my Cricut, and this embellishment down here I also did on my Cricut. And then of course here the camera punch came out around the same time as this paper pack, and so I used it here. Okay, this one here, I don't really want to show the faces as my nephews, and I don't really have permission to show their face on camera, so I just covered those up. So anyway, here it is. You could see they're dressed in Christmas outfits. It's Christmas behind here, but this particular layout, I didn't want it to scream Christmas because I wanted this just to be in my album, just to highlight their photos, not necessarily along with my other Christmas pages. So I used a piece of the wood grain paper for the background, and then this whole strip here I just used paper and embellishments from the kit. Some of these are not from the kit, and then again I used the camera punch on this layout as well, and cut this one out on my Cricut. Okay, and I made a couple punches on my die cut machine. Okay, But speaking of Christmas, that the Deep in the Woods collection can be used on a lot of Christmas and wintry type of layouts because of the wood and the pine cones that are in there. There's a lot that have a Christmas element. So you'll see down here at the bottom, I used this pine and pine cone paper that came from Deep in the Woods, as well as the backing and the mat of these two photos is a wood grain that also came from the Deep in the Woods collection. Okay, so I do think it does have kind of a Christmas feel to it. Okay, so let me show you some 2-page layouts that I made. Now, I did use it the way it was intended, I guess, for outdoor photos and hiking. And this is my daughter on a trip she took last year to Colorado. So you could see how beautiful it looks as with these scenic photos. This, again, the embellishments were all cut on my Cricut. Now here's another one. This is a trip that we took to the Bass Pro Shop. So for us to go to Bass Pro Shop, it's pretty much a whole day event. By the time we drive out there, it's quite a ways. And then we shop around, and I love to look at all of the decorations, and by the time we do all that and then go to lunch and then drive back, it's usually an all-day event. So that's why I wanted to make a 2-page spread about it. So so here I'm using the Deep in the Woods collection. This embellishment and mat over here I did cut on my Cricut, but I also do have the sticker sheet. So you'll see I pulled in a lot of stickers here, as well as the border stickers. Okay, and then the paper is from that collection as well. This one is the project recipe that goes with this collection. So if you didn't know, Creative Memories always puts out a project recipe with each of their collections. Okay, I haven't added photos to this one yet because I did this one in a class that I offered, and I like to leave it blank during the class and then I insert in the photos later. Okay, and then the last one is I used it for Hawaii pictures. So here we're in Hawaii and we were hiking in these historic trails, and I just loved this fern paper. Reminded me of Hawaii, so I thought, yeah, why not use it for Hawaii pictures? So all the paper is from the collection, and I used the big leaves. When I did that, I made sure to pull out the ones that look like ferns, and then I embellished with a few Hawaii embellishments just to kind of bring that feel of Hawaii in. And this will go in to the center of our Hawaii trip, so it's not going to be like the front page or anything. And then I did put these little rocks, statues. These little rocks came from the sticker sheet from the Deep in the Woods, and I added those because we saw a lot of stacked rocks figurines when we were on this island. I have only a few full sheets left, and here's one where it has pine cones, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to do a Christmas layout with this. I love that. And then here's the back, the birch tree. So if you haven't seen it, I'll just show you the pieces I have left to use. Another pine cone. This wood grain I absolutely love. This has a lot of different uses. And the leaves on the back, and then this wood element as well. Okay, so if you like this collection, then I say you better go grab it now, because once it's gone, it won't be coming back. Okay, and that's all I have for today. Thank you so much. If you need an advisor, I'll have my information down in the description below. Feel free to use my website. I would appreciate that. Or if you already have an advisor, then please ask your advisor about it if you have any questions. Okay, thank you, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.